Hello. It's that time. Finally. I know, I'm late. It is time for the Makeup Empties of 2021. I have painted nails. I have figured out that I can film on my little ottoman here instead of having to go clean off my kitchen table, which, if you're wondering what this is, it's actually where I store my eyeshadow palettes. Nifty little thing. But I don't know the, monetary total off the top of my head for my Makeup Empties this year. I will insert that right here, but I know the amount that I finished was 126. Now, I wanted to finish 150 this year, but everybody knows what happened. We had a pandemic, we had COVID going around, and there was definitely a lot less makeup wearing for everybody. Like, I usually don't actually wear makeup out these days too much because it gets all over my mask. Now, I know some people have gotten around that some by either figuring out a good routine to make shit stay on their face, or just forego foundation and wear everything else. And I should probably at least do the second, but I would love to find a routine to keep it on my face because I do have a lot of foundations that I want to use up. I mean, still, 126 products is great. I'm not knocking that. It actually beats my numbers for every other year but 2019, where I finished 149, which is where I got the idea of doing 150. So I'm gonna try that again this year. And I'm trying to make more of a point of just wearing makeup around the house more, which is what I do to an extent, or on the rare occasions that I do, like, say, visit some family member, something like that, I wear makeup to stuff like that. But lots of what I wear makeup for is filming and, you know, just to hang out around the house because I find makeup to be fun. I just need to do more of that this year so that I actually can hit that 150 total. I have markings on the back of my hand. I'm just smearing it. So just ignore those. If you're curious about what they were, I was actually counting the number of concealers that I got in my subscription boxes last year. Just had a random urge to do that. I don't know why. So I have all of my makeup here. It is organized somewhat by what they are so that hopefully I can get through this a little bit faster. Although these are just long ass videos, not much that can be done about it. But let's get started. All right, first off, we have foundations and foundation product. Because I don't know what else to classify this as. And it is technically a part of their foundation line. So this is the LA Girl Pro Coverage High Definition Foundation Mixer. Well, it's the foundation, but it is the white, which is made to be a mixer. So I use that up as a foundation mixer. I never have a goal for the amount of these that I need to use up. I just usually wind up using 1 to 2 a year. This year I just used 1. And I have 5 full-size foundations and 5 minis. Usually I wind up finishing 6 foundations, but 5 is still amazing. And I did finish a lot of minis, of which I only have like 1 mini now. So maybe I will go back to finishing 6 foundations in 2021. For full size, I have the Il Makiage Woke Up Like This foundation, the Neutrogena Hydra Boost, the ColourPop Stick Foundation, I don't remember the exact name, the Milani Conceal and Perfect, and the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover. Hi! She's not quite in front. Nope, there, you could see her. My cat decided to join us. She will, you know, be a cat. Can I help you? I'm actually sitting on my floor doing this, so. Of course, if I was at the kitchen table, she would totally jump up there too. So it's not like I can pretend. Anyways, for the minis, could you get your butt out of frame, please? Thank you. I have the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie, the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue, the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Moisturizer, the Purlisse Youth Glow Vitamin C CC Cream, the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. I know this looks like a foil, but it actually has like this little cap on the back, and this took me at least like a week to use up. And the Ereborian Glow Cream, which I initially thought was a moisturizer, but actually has like a tint to it, so I categorize it as a foundation product. Like, I know some people separate like their BB creams from their foundations and their cream and powders and all that. I don't. They're just all one category to me. So for what I would repurchase the Il Makiage, which I plan to do at the end of 2021 once I go through a few more foundations. I would at least consider repurchasing the ColourPop. It has been one of my favorite stick foundations I've found so far. And I would consider repurchasing the Milani Conceal and Perfect. Now, these two are not cruelty-free. I'm trying to go cruelty-free, so obviously I would not repurchase them. And I really didn't end up loving this one anyway. This one was fine, but I wouldn't repurchase. Out of the minis, the only two that I would repurchase, I actually have purchased one of these, the Beauty Blender one. I bought it from Ipsy though, so I got it like half off. And I definitely want to purchase one of the Bare Minerals in the future. I'm not here for you. No, I'm not trying to play with you or pet you or whatever else it is that you're wanting today. Go on, shoo. Yes, you're beautiful, and I'm sure nobody else minds seeing your butt, but right now it's you in the way. So, and I did like the Pure, but I think you can really only get Pure from their website, and I just have some kind of mental block about that. I prefer to do all of my shopping in one place, whether it be Ulta or Sephora. Because especially buying from not personal websites, but brand websites usually, unless it's like an indie brand that I really love, I do make an exception for that. But a lot of times, I usually wind up buying more than I initially wanted to go on there for, because I think, oh, well, if I spend this much more, I get free shipping. Not thinking about, well, if I didn't spend another $10, then I could have just paid $5 in shipping. So that's just my thing. So 5 full size, 5 mini foundations. Great, so powders. Normally I finish more than just 5, but this year, I know what it was on. I was working on this for like 6 months. This is the, but I mean, 5 powders is still great. I'm not worried about that. Especially since I got 2 bulky packagings out, which is always really nice. I have the Pretty Vulgar, the Powder Room Matte About It powder, the Becca Hydra Mist powder. I actually finished this like 3 or 4 days into the new year. This really should have been in 2019, but I didn't quite finish it. I have a Wet n Well Coverall compact powder. Like, I only finished 1 compact powder this year. That is weird for me. I finished this e.l.f. under eye setting powder, but I used it on my face too, a decent amount, to get another powder empty by the end of the year. And I have the Tarte Smooth Operator powder. Honestly, the only one that I would seek out to repurchase is probably the e.l.f. Because I liked the Becca as a formula, but that cooling sensation, I hated it. I hated it so bad. It felt like putting wet powder on my face, and I hated it. I was honestly relieved when it finally went away, because the thing about these, if you don't use them up quick, they lose that cooling sensation. And mine really didn't lose it until like the last month, but I did immediately pan it after getting it from BoxyCharm. So, but the rest of these, oh, I used to love this, but I no longer buy from Wet n Wild. But like, this could get cakey really fast. This has a hard time sticking to a brush for some reason. It's weird, but it's a thing. So I would consider repurchasing this. I did like it for setting under my eyes, but I don't know if I necessarily need a separate powder for that. If I was on e.l.f.'s website for something, I might get it. I don't know. All right, concealers. I have the Yada Cosmetics Anti-Tea Red Zone Concealer, the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Concealer, the Tarte Shape Tape, and this Physicians Formula one, whose name I can't quite remember right now. And the only one that I would repurchase and have repurchased a mini of is the Tarte Shape Tape. These two are not cruelty free, and this one doesn't go light enough for my skin tone, so. You guys want to know what's really awesome? going to edit a video and finding out that 10 minutes of footage was corrupted. So if you see things like chipped ass nails, I'm sorry. But I'm literally in the middle of editing this video right now and have realized that my cheek products and my eyebrow products, of all things, the footage is gone. I don't know what happened. So I'm filming this again. If I'm a bit snippy or extra sweary or anything like that, just know that I'm really pissed off right now. And one of my chihuahuas is staring at me from across the room. Hey buddy, you wanna come say hello? You wanna come make me feel better? He does, but he doesn't. My Chihuahua Mo despises my office area for unknown reasons. Anyways, cheek products. I have 2 bronzers or contours or whatever. I have the Benefits Hoola bronzer, just the original regular one. And the MAC Extra Dimension bronzer in Aphrodite Shell. It was from the Alluring Aquatics collection. They were both nice. I wouldn't repurchase either of them. Neither one of them are cruelty free, and this one is no longer available. For blush, I only have cream blush. It's the 2nd year that I haven't finished a powder blush, and it's kind of irritated me. This is the Sally Hansen Sheerest, let me see, what is it? Sheerest Cream Blush in Beaming. It's no longer available, but it was really nice. And this sample took me so long that I decided to count it in my empties. It is the Milk Makeup Multi-Use Lip and Cheek Color in the shade Work. It was actually really nice, just, you know, this sample alone took me forever. And for highlighters, I have all of this. Let's see, we have the powder highlight from Wet n Wild and Precious Petals. It's too dark for me. You guys probably saw a video where half of it fell out. But it had been repressed with another product, so I figure I could count enough of it to be in my empties. I had the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in Pearl. I did really like this, but I no longer purchase from Physicians Formula, but it's very similar to the ColourPop highlights. I'll just purchase them. I had the Farsali Jelly Beam Highlighter in Glow Up. Not only was this too dark for me, I have found out that I don't like the consistency of jelly highlighters. I have the Nude Sticks Nudies all over face color in Illuminati. It was a really pretty color, but the formula is really, really soft. I actually broke this when using it. And I have 5 liquid highlighters. They are actually the last of the minis that I had in my collection. I had 4 of the MAC Strobe Cream. Not cruelty free, which is unfortunate because I did actually really like that and would have considered purchasing that in the future. I also have the Wander Beauty Glotion, which unfortunately is a bit too dark for me, but the formula is nice, so I can recommend it on that. So, cheek products. Woo. I've realized that my camera ate another bit of footage because this video just doesn't want to be filmed and edited, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, here we are at primers. Although I will say this does allow me to correct a mistake that I made in my original footage. I'm not going to refilm foundations as well because I'm done with refilming tonight. But I accidentally included this Airborean in my foundations because it's so long ago since I used it, I completely forgot what it was. But I'll go over it in a second. Anyways, primers. I actually finished 6 full size and 11 minis. We have the Avant Pro, what is this? Pro Perfecting Collagen Primer, the Too Faced Primed and Peachy, the Becca First Light Priming Filter. I'm losing my mind tonight. The Cover FX Blurring Primer, the Wet n Wild Rose Primer Serum, and the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Based Visage. Out of all of these, I have repurchased the Becca. I would repurchase the Too Faced if I could, but they seem to have discontinued it. And I would repurchase the Cover FX if it was on like a half off Ulta 21 Days of Beauty style sale. I have learned that primer serums just don't work for me. They just don't do anything. MAC isn't cruelty free, and the Avant is just like kind of like a nice moisturizing primer, but it's like $100 primer, so no. Now, as far as these minis are concerned, move for me, please. Now, I do go through a lot of primer, I will say, because I use both a pore filling primer and another primer on top of it, either mattifying or glowy, just depending on the time of the year. These two are mattifying, the Hourglass is mattifying-ish. What is this? The Mineral Veil Primer. And another Too Faced Primed in Peachy. These four are pore filling, the No. 7 Airbrush Away, the Smashbox Pore Minimizing, Makeup Forever, Smoothing Base, and the Beauty Blender, the Leveler. And these 5 are more glowy than anything. We got another MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base Visage, the Guerlain L'Or Primer, the Airborne Glow Cream. Really, the name should have told me what that was, but for some reason I just wasn't thinking. The Becca Skin Love Glow Elixir, and the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Primer. Out of all of these minis, the only ones that I would repurchase are the Smashbox if it was half off. And the Ciate London, which I have repurchased from Ipsy for like half off, but otherwise, maybe if I could get the Hourglass half off. I like it, I just don't love it, especially for Hourglass prices. Like I said, serums don't do anything for me. This was just, you can get cheaper at the drugstore. And like, if you don't like silicone pore filling primers, you might like this one. It didn't really work for me, so lots of primers here for you guys. Aren't they pretty? Okay, so we have setting sprays. I have 6 full size, 1 like purchasable travel, and some minis down here. I have the Physicians Formula Insta Ready, the Milani Fruit Fetish Make It Last, the ColourPop All-Star, the MAC Fix Plus and Cherry Blossom, the Ulta Sunscreen one, Smashbox Primer Water, and the Ofra Makeup Fixer. Out of these, I would repurchase the Milani. I wish I could repurchase the MAC, but not cruelty free. And that's really it. I don't think they make this one anymore, or else I would. And for minis, I have the Bare Minerals Dew Mist, an Urban Decay All-Nighter, both this little thing right here and one of these, a Cover FX High Performance, a Tarte Stay Spray, and a Tatcha Luminous Dewy Mist. I got one of the Tarte ones from my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. I have some minis of the Cover FX that I bought when they stopped being carried at Sephora. And of course, I love my all-nighter. I have like 2 full sizes and at least 1 travel size backup. So 6 minis, 6 full size, and 1 like purchasable travel that I tend to count as full size. All right, so eyebrow products. I actually only have 1 like eyebrow gel, wax, whatever this year, because the gel I've been working on has lasted all freaking year. It's the e.l.f. Brow Wax. I'm not a wax person. I got this because I wanted to try it, and it's nice, but I have really, really strong eyebrow hairs that defy anything but like the strongest of holds, and this just wasn't quite enough. I also have 7 brow pencils. A lot of brow pencils, apparently. I have, let's see, I'll do it this way. I have the Mellow Cosmetics Brow Definer, the Miraness, what are you called? 3D Multi-Shade Brow Express. I have the Real Her Definer Brow Pencil, the Brow Bar Brow Definer, and the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. And in these 2, I have, this is another L'Oreal Brow Stylist Sculptor, and the Neutrogena Brow Pencil. I'm a micro pencil person personally. So these are the triangular ones, and these are just like, you know, your really basic old school kind of sharpenable ones. I wouldn't purchase any of these. Now I will say, if you like triangular ones, the Mellow Cosmetics is good. I just don't like that style. And as far as the micro brow is concerned, the two that I would at least consider are the Brow Bar and the Real Her, but I can get the NYX cheaper and enjoy it fine, or I can wait until the Anastasia even goes on sale for half off at Ulta and pick up a couple of them there. So, yay brows. For eyeliner, I finished 6, kinda 7, because this is a duo-sided one. Well, I guess this is a duo-sided one too, so kinda 8. But here we have the Kat Von D Autograph eyeliner. It was in a kind of a bronzy brown shade. The Trestique eyeliner that I had a lot of issue with, honestly. The Rimmel Ombre one. This is actually a green eyeliner, and it has like a white ombre stick on the other, but I taped it shut to keep the pencils on there. Here's the Estee Edit little duo. One shade was brown, the other shade was like a nude for your waterline. The Julep gel when gel met pencil eyeliner in ultraviolet, so like that's a purple. And this little mini Maybelline one, I don't remember the exact name of it, but they're black pencils, so technically 2 blacks, 2 browns, a green, and a purple. And the only one that I would repurchase is the Julep one, just because this color is absolutely stunning. I can't get it off. No, it fell out. I can't like try to swatch it anyway, but this is probably the only one that I would repurchase. So 6/8 eyeliners. Alright, so next is eyeshadows. Foot. I have 9 regular eyeshadows and this liquid glitter eyeshadow that I'm counting as just an eyeshadow because I don't know what else to count it as. Because I didn't wear like powder on top of it, so that's why I'm counting it as an eyeshadow. So I have one single. It is the NYX Prismatic Eyeshadow in Jade. I would definitely repurchase at some point. Love that. I love that formula and that color. Now all of these are from palettes, and while I count them as Makeup Empties, the only one I gave a monetary value to was this one, because I decluttered the palette last year. It's the shade Shag from my Urban Decay Deluxe Shadow Box. It was the one I didn't finish last year, so that I carried over to this year. So this one got a monetary value. These did not, if that makes any sense. Because I definitely think they should still count as an empty because they are eyeshadows take forever to go through. So I have 3 shades from my Ulta Avengers palette. It was like a inner corner glittery white shade, a blue shade, and a green shade. I had this purple shade called Betrayal from my Vice 2 palette from Urban Decay. A kind of creamy pink matte shade from the Naked 3. This is the shade Medusa from my Bad Habit Athena palettes. And this is Cool Gray from my Lorac Pro 2. And I also have this Stila Shade Mystery. I've had trouble saying that all year, in Charmed. I actually scraped it out and put it into a different pot for a little while and used up what I could, but I definitely say I got my money's worth. It was a beautiful shade. I would repurchase it if they were still available, but they are not. So, for the Ulta palette, what was this? You've Got This was the shimmery white. Smash was the green, and I don't quite remember what the name of the blue one was, but I will insert it real quick. But 10 eyeshadows in a year. That's really not bad. And finally for eyes, I have 3 like eye bases and an eye primer. This is the NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof Eye Primer. Cat. No, move your butt. Thank you. I have 2 of the Laura Mercier eyeshadow caviar stick things and Intense Moonlight and Intense Rose Gold. And I have the LOC eyeshadow stick in Champagne Problems. And I would not repurchase on one of these. These aren't cruelty free, and this, I don't think you get quite enough bang for your buck, but still. 3 bases and a primer out of my collection. Yay. Mascaras. So I have 12 mascaras and 2 primers. I keep a couple open at a time because I have so many in my back stock to kind of rotate through and mix. Plus, like, let's see, I think it was these 2 in particular I used as mascara primers. Just, I don't find a difference between, say, a mascara primer and just a basic kind of more lengthening mascara. So yeah, I don't purchase them, but sometimes they come as freebies, or like the CoverGirl I did purchase just out of curiosity. But we have the Ciate Triple Shot Mascara, Lily Lashes, their Triple X Mascara, the Douce Punk Volume Mascara, the Makeup Revolution Mascara, Revlon's Ultimate All-in-One, the Lancome Hypnose Drama, CoverGirl So Lashy. This is the Hank and Henry Mascara, the Rimmel Shake It Fresh Mascara, the Il Maquillage Mascara, Pixie's Lash Lift, the Thrive Cosmetics Extensions Mascara. This is a tubing mascara. And for primers, I have the Urban Decay and the CoverGirl. I wouldn't repurchase either primer. As far as the mascaras are concerned, I definitely would repurchase the Thrive Cosmetics. I have a full size in my back stock. And I really like the Il Maquillage as a like primer mixer mascara. I don't know if I would purchase a full size of it for that, but I have gone out of my way to swap for these before in my subscription addiction swap site. But otherwise, I don't think there's anything in here I'm absolutely in love with. I did swap for a Hank and Henry because I could, because I do like it as a mixer as well. But yeah, I would repurchase the So Lashy, but I don't think they make this one anymore. So, mascaras. Alright, the lip category. I have 5 glosses. We have the Bite Lip Gloss in Bellini, a MAC Lip Gloss in Nymphette, a mini, what is this? Grande Cosmetics Lip Plumper, a Nature, what is this called exactly? Nature's Cartel Lip Gloss I got in a Nipsey bag, and a full-size beast of a hydrating lip plumper from Grande Cosmetics. I don't think I would repurchase any of these. I like the Grande, but I hate the full-size packaging. For lip balms, I have a Revlon, one of these things, Kiss Balm. My Chihuahua tried to eat the product, because that's what she does. A Winky Lux lip balm. A Tarte Lip Quench, this was in the shade Red. A Sephora lip oil and a cake batter chapstick. The only one out of these that I would repurchase is the Tarte. For lipsticks, I have a Neutrogena Moisture Smooth Color Stick, a Tarte Lip Surgeons in Moody, a Bite lipstick in Jam. I've only used up 1/2 of this, so that I'm only counting it as 1. And 2 of their pencils, one in Glacé and one in Pastille. I definitely like the Bite Beauty formulas. They don't make the Tarte one anymore, or else I would repurchase. And Neutrogena is not cruelty free. And for lip liners, I only finished 4 this year, which makes me a little sad, but normally I finish at least one other like clear lip liner, and this year I worked more on my colored one, so I think that's just what it is. We have the Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner in Red the Scene, an Ulta Clear Lip Liner, a Nude by Nature Lip Liner in Nude, and a Laura Geller Lip Liner in Nude, and the only one that I would repurchase is the Ulta one. I thought I had, but apparently I have not so far. And now for just some fun categories that I keep, just to have an idea of what I use. These are like tools that, and I don't count any of these next couple of categories in my Makeup Empties, either total or monetary. They're just Hey, I also finished this shit that's kind of related to makeup. So tools, I have the Clean and Clear oil absorbing sheets. I would not repurchase because Clean and Clear is not cruelty free, but a couple of cruelty free brands, including e.l.f., do make these. So I do like having them around. I have a NARS pencil sharpener that finally died on me. I repurchased an Essence one that I like just as much. So just go buy the Essence one. And 4 sponges. The AOA Studio Paw Paw sponges are great. Those are the ones that I recommend. They're nice and soft. They last me quite a while. Like, I only really tossed these 2 because they were just old. These 2 are from the Luxie brand, and they are both pretty damn hard. Like, I was able to make them work. They weren't so hard that I couldn't use them, but I would definitely just buy the $1.55 AOA ones. That's a brand website worth going to just to buy the damn sponges, honestly. But 4 sponges, a sharpener, and some oil. For nail polishes, I finished 4, 3 colored, and a top coat. Normally I finish a base coat too, but I have both a regular base coat and a peel-off base coat that I kind of go back and forth between. And as I panned 2 glitter polishes this year, I used that peel-off one a lot. So we have a Wet n Wild polish. I don't know the name of it, just Wet n Wild polish. Julep in Lucky and Julep in Hartley. And the Ciate London Gelology top coat, I didn't like that. If Julep has these 2, I would repurchase them, but I know that for their nail polishes, they kind of rotate, so. Okay, I actually had to back up the camera a little bit to get just all of these damn samples into frame. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 20. I have 27 perfume samples. Oh, I definitely went through a lot this year. Let's see, I have Tory Burch, Love Relentlessly, Narcisco Rodriguez For Her, Giorgio Armani C, Kate Spade In Full Bloom, Lake and Sky 1111. This is actually a perfume oil. Dior's Miss Dior, Nest Bamboo and Jasmine. 2 Body Fantasies fragrances. It was like cotton and some kind of tropical one. Replica Jazz Club, Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. 2 YSL Black Opiums, Marc Jacobs Daisy Dream, regular Tory Burch, the Kat Von D Satan Center, Dior's J'adore, Guerlain's Mon Guerlain, Prada Carbon, Toca Florence, Gucci Guilty, the Sugar Rush from Tarte, a Versace Eros, a YSL Mon Paris, one that I'm not supposed to talk about on social media because I had to test it, and a Atelier Cologne Cidrat Enviant. It doesn't have a box. For what I would repurchase, a lot of these aren't cruelty free. I would repurchase the Lake and Sky. It's actually on my Ulta wish list. Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. I would consider the Sugar Rush from Tarte. It's a little expensive for like a body spray technically, but I really liked it. And depending on the Tory Burch's cruelty-free status, I would repurchase the regular one. So it's 4 by not sample perfumes. I have the Viva La Juicy by Juicy Couture, Pacifica's Blood Orange, and Kenzie's Free Spirit. I liked all 3 of them. These 2 are cruelty free, so these are the 2 that I would purchase, not the Juicy Couture. Normally I would show these with my samples, but I had so many samples. And finally, my body sprays. I used to be a rep for Zany Laney, but they are no longer in business, so I still have a lot of backstock to go through. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We have 15 full size and 2 of these little travel ones. We have Very Good, which is based off of Alice in Wonderland, and The Little Guy, which is based off of Captain America. We have My Condition, which is The Big Lebowski. Gatekeeper and Keymaster, which is Ghostbusters. Their thing was they made like wax melts and body sprays and stuff like that based off of like pop culture things. Vicious Trollop, which was based around Gilmore Girls. Hugo's Girl, which is based off of Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame. From Ashes, which is Jean Grey. Catgut, which is the show Vikings. The Pit, which is Parks and Recreation. Horologist, which is Pirates of the Caribbean. Love Burger, which is Can't Hardly Wait. Expendable, which is Star Trek. Lucille, which is Negan from, oh god, what's the name of that show? The Walking Dead. Another Little Guy, also based off of Captain America again. 1,000 Yellow Daisies, which is also Gilmore Girls. Wannabe, which is Spider-Man. And Spark Chaser, which was one of the owner's like personal scent.